Last week in the JBL Cup Series, we had a fantastic race underneath the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway, which saw Matthew Hubert do a late race maneuver to get the race win in Miami, Florida. Here today is race 8 of the season, almost halfway through the regular season for season 6 of the JBL Cup Series, and it is the second longest race of the season, and it's the second crown jewel race of season 6. It is the Denny Southern 592 laps. You have to manage the tires, manage the car, and someone will go to pick the lane and tame the lady in black. Here's race 8 of the season for the 2025 JBL Cup Series. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Space 97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome back to Darlington Raceway for the second day in a row. And now it's time for the Cup Series to do here at the Lady in Black. And if it's anything like yesterday, we are in store for a lot of good battles and probably a lot of Darlington stripes as well. We got Bronson Medic up here on the booth once again. And Bronson, welcome to the Lady in Black, and welcome to the track Too Tough to Tame, and welcome to the Southern 500.
Thank you for having me back up here. Hello everybody, welcome, as Nathan said, to the Denny Southern 500. Always a pleasure to be up here, and yes, as you mentioned, the Darlington Stripe, but we have other nicknames for it, such as the Darlington Smack, as we will most likely see later in this race.
Oh yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We see the stripes, but we've also seen slams, smacks, wallumps into the outside wall sometimes, and that's going to be a very crucial factor all day long, especially off turn number 2, and that's going to be interesting. Because 1 and 2, that's where you can make a pass, especially turn 2, but you can also go into the outside wall. But 92 laps, 2 rounds of pit stops here today, and we mentioned this in the Discord, this will be 3 to maybe 4 seconds of tire fall off at the end of this one. How do you think that's going to factor into these drivers, knowing that we have 2 pit stops, and the tire wear is going to be terrible here all day?
Yeah, I mean, like, that tire wear, knowing that it's going to be that big of a fall off. We wanted tire fall off, the officials, the fans, we wanted tire fall off. I can account to it. I wanted tire fall off, and we got it. And here's the product of it. So it should be extremely entertaining, but it's also definitely going to show the cars with the best short run, and then the best cars with the long run, the best long run cars out here. So only time will tell. Again, a very long race. It is 92 laps, a ton of racing, and maybe even the chance of 3 pit stops if we're lucky. Ooh, that voice crack. But if we're lucky, 3 pit stops, but most likely 2.
Yeah, most likely if it says caution 3, it'll be 2 cautions, but pit stops I should say. But if we get a timely caution, then that could make it a 3-stopper here this afternoon. And here's the point saying, Jordan Edwards is still at the point where he is on a 5-race stretch of top 10 finishes. Absolutely amazing from that number 19. Has an 8-point advantage over the local Dawn in second strip run. On the pole here today with the second pole on the season is minus 27. And Abel is in 4th, minus 43. Same with Mon Garcia, minus 43. Local Williams and Andrew Miller are both tied for 6th, minus 44. John Andrews is in 8th, minus 45. Jordan South, the Daytona 500 winner, and yesterday's winner in the National Series is in 9th, minus 50. And the Trey Ball and Ron Pennington round out the top 11 in points, as those two are tied, minus 55. And it's going to be a fun one here today. 2 pit stops, and of course, we will see who can tame the Lady in Black here today. Stuart Graham with his second pole on the season in the number 47, and alongside to the outside of Matthew Burnett. Alex Sanvatore looking back up his top 5 finish last week at Homestead. And we got 4 rookies on the top 6. We got Graham on the pole, and then same with Deal, Duncan Wood, and local Dawn for RCR duo around out 5th and 6th. 7th is last week's winner of Matthew Hubert. 8th is Ronald Kennington. 9th is Eli Bright, and rounding out the top 10 is the points leader, trying to go 6 straight top 10s. That is Joanna's in the number 9 machine. Gonna get these drivers more off here today for the Denny Southern 500. Tire wear, Darlington stripes, and oh yeah, 2 pit stops. Boston, who do you think will win the second crown jewel of the season and win the Denny Southern 500?
That's acapella.
That's not how you... Good job, John Andrews. You must start.
Required.
It is required. Holly Blossom, 2 pit stops, 92 laps, and massive tire wear. Who was the pit to win the second crown jewel race of the season in the Southern 500?
Well, I believe if you're a betting man, you would go with pole sitter Stuart Gratton. Currently sits 3rd in points. Great run at Homestead last week. But that's not who I'm going to go for. I'm going to go with the 23 of Jordan Stout. P10 starting right now. But so far, that 23 car, especially on tracks like this, he has definitely shown his speed. And I think starting where he is, especially on the inside line, that we will most likely see. That inside line is going to be where you want to be. And if you're going to get stuck up on the outside in turn 1 and 2, you're going to be screwed coming off of turn number 2 right here. We're going to see it here in a few moments right there, where the wall jets out off of turn number 2. That's where we're probably going to see most of the Darlington smack here. And then as we come down the backstretch, actually, one pit stops happen under green. Right here is where the blend-in line is. But also, for some reason, the drivers think this is where they're going to start their pit entry. So also watch out for that. But yes, my pick for the race, 23, Jordan Stout.
Not bad pit. He's trying to get his second crown jewel winner of the season. And you hit all the impressive factors here. This track is tricky not only for the surface, for the tire wear, not only for the merging and blending line, but also for the turn 2 problems. It is going to be Stuart Gratton and Matthew Burnett leading us to the green for race 8 of the season. And we will see of who will tame the lady in black here today. Is the track too tough to tame? And we are green flag racing for the Denny 7 of 592 laps at Darlington Raceway. A clean start on lap number 1. Sam Vitale tried going for the race lead early on, but he's not going to get there for the time being. Graham will lead lap number 1, get another bonus point towards the championship. But how long? Sam Vitale got a great one. Top 5 last week at Homestead, started 30th today, and he might go for the race win early on here at Darlington Raceway. Going to check out the field, and Kennington going to be the first one to get a Darlington stripe, and we will see that all day long. Burnett on the move, Hooper on the move. He was in the booth yesterday, where that bumper of a finish between April and Jordan Stout. If Stout wins, that will not only be his second crown jewel win on this season, but he will do a Darlington sweep.
What an amazing start by Sam and Dio. And I was thinking this as now the 12's going to go for the lead. What an amazing opportunity to go for it side by side. And there's Duncan Ward into the wall. He smacked that wall hard. And all this happening in the back. And the 12 of Alex Sanvitali for Team Penske's going to take the lead in turn number 3 and lead at lap number 4. I was talking about the amazing start that Sammy Dio has. Starting up front is one thing, but finishing where you started is another thing. Here comes the 47 of Gratton, back at the 12. Here comes Sam Vitale. He's going to slide up the racetrack, don't get into the wall. Still side by side for the lead, and Gratton's going to clear going down the backstretch. Here comes Sam Dio trying to take a look to the inside of the 12, but he backs out. The 20 is coming into the picture of this. That's Matthew Burnett, MP number 4. And this 4-car train is kind of separated from the 5-car back there. I mean, while it is a 4-car breakaway, there's the 3 of Rogel Dorn behind the number 5 of Matthew Hubert. And the 42 there of Eli Bright. A very, very slow start for Legacy Motor Club so far this season. But better late than never here in race number 8. Can Eli Bright turn his season around here at Darlington?
It's not been a lack of trying for Legacy Motor Club. They've had speed at times, but especially with Eli, he's had some bad luck. At all club, he blew up when he was running inside the top 15, and he finally got a good finish at Homestead last week. And we might have another battle for the race lead. This is fantastic stuff, doing side by side with Hubert back there. He's going to keep off the wall. Sam Vitale, in his second season, of course, you know him very well, second season at Team Penske as well. He got his first top 5 last season. It's been a slow start for Team Penske. Not great, not terrible, just in the middle of the road, but he's definitely starting to get hot at the right time. Here at race 7 last week and now race 8. He might have something for Stuart Gratton here as this race goes on. But these two running out the stuff too early. It's about 33 or 36 laps on tires and fuel here today. So you gotta manage your stuff early on with the 4-second tire fall off at the end of the one. Brian, Sam Vitale, Sam Badil, the top 3 under a blanket. Burnett, Dorn trying to get a second win on the season. Same with Hubert trying to get a second. Eli Blight, Jordan Stout. And then the 34 and the 19 out of the top 10. And they are all being led by Stuart Grattan, who's trying to get his 3rd win in 8 races.
You know, Stuart Grattan, for a rookie, has had a remarkable start to his season. Unbelievable. We haven't had a rookie start like this in a good while. Eli Bright gets stuck up to the outside. They think that turn 2 wall jetting out there might have had something to do with it and all of this. And John Andrews is going to find the advantage. And now the 42 is going to be side by side with Toyota teammate Ronald Kennington. Kennington's going to still try to hug that quarter panel going into turn number 1. And he's going to get there to the door side by side between those two. And it's going to be Eli Bright who sticks it out of the wall. But here comes the 12 of Alex Sanvitali. Has a great run coming down the backstretch, but he does not take it. He's going to stay behind Grattan for another lap. Oh, he has a great run coming off of here. Look at the run that he has. Nicholas Samandio is wondering, like, what can I do? Here comes the 12 trying to take a look, and he's going to take it to the inside and cleared without any issue. Grattan is going to fall from P number 1 to P number 3 and soon to be P number 4, and he's almost going to get stuck up to the outside and down the backstretch. It is going to be Alex Sanvitali for Team Penske leading here at Darlington, and it all fell apart, unraveled for Stuart Grattan, the rookie. Talking so much praise about him on lap number 11. And it all falls apart from the lead to stuck up to the outside, now stuck up into the wall for a brief moment, but he's finally going to get back in line. And now it is just going to be the 12 and the 77 doing this out, going down the backstretch. Everybody's single file, very orderly. Yeah, look at this pack so far, all single file. This is I wouldn't call it surprising, but I mean for lap 12 coming up here, that's very surprising to see that they've gone all single file, but I wonder with this tire fall off, who is going to be the best car, Nathan? Who do you predict? Where are they going to come from? Because really, with the tire fall off, we could see somebody from the mid pack work their way up that took care of their tires, took care of their stuff very early on, and finally show up here when the tire fall off for the leaders affects them.
And honestly, I think right now, we'll have to wait and see of how everything plays out. But I wouldn't be surprised if guys like, say, Eli Blight and Ronald Kennington back there, who are about 3 seconds off, maybe they are just trying to save the tires at the moment, because top 8 are racing very hard, but they're also burning up their stuff very quickly. Stuart Grattan looks like he still has a fast car. And we've not really mentioned this name yet this season, but one of the fellow rookies that has a lot of hype around him, 13th in points right now, Nicholas Samadillo, Mr. Edge, of what I like to call him, and Alex on his channel. And for good reason, he has a history of close finishes, and this is the same ride for Caleb Rose's team at Spotted Motorsports that won the championship last season. So, you know that car is going to be good, and Sam Badil's had a very solid start. But that's going to get stuck up top from Local Dawn and the number 5, a Darlington Strike for that Interstate Batteries machine. But so far, a clean start in the Southern 500. Everyone just taking it easy. Sam Vitale leads the driver. And then the 77, the 47, and the 33 rookies are right behind the second season veteran of Sam Vitale. And right now, Sam Vitale is doing a good job maintaining the gap between himself and the 47 of Stuart Grattan as well. I'm impressed with all these rookies. I mentioned there's 4 of them that started inside the top 6, and there's still 3 of them up here. Might have to watch out for Matthew Hubert. He looks like he has a good one-on-one car, same as Jordan Stout. Same with the number 34. Burnett actually lost all of his ground all the way back to 11th or 10th for a brief second. And it's amazing of how everything shakes out. I like that 5 of Hubert though, staying back in the middle part of this one, saving his stuff. Sam Vitale might be under fire here shortly, because a great one off turn number 4 for Nicholas Samadillo.
And I think we're starting to finally see that tire fall off, because we could definitely see visually the car's significantly slower 4-car train, and I feel like it's going to be the 12 that's holding up this whole 4-car train. Samadillo, he's going to back off, get to the get back to the draft to the 47, but maybe Grattan's going to think, hey, I'm trying to get around to challenge for this lead once again. But also Rogel Dorn, he's trying to get around here. Can he win for the second consecutive week that I've been in the booth? Time will tell. But the 12 of Alex Vitali, great effort so far here at Darlington. And it's a Ford leading a Chevy that's in P number 2, Chevy P number 3, P number 4, P number 5, and then there's a Toyota, lone Toyota, that is the 23 Jordan Stout, and then the next Ford right there, that is the only Ford within the top 10, and that is going to be John Andrews. And then you have Kennington, you have the 20 there, Matthew Burnett, and then there's Eli Bright. That is going to round out your top 10 here at Darlington, and it's still going to be Alex Vitali that leads. Sammy Dio, I wonder how long he's going to stay behind. Is he going to burn his stuff trying to go for the lead, trying to go for those bonus points? I know they're very valuable, and I know they're very, hard to come by, especially when you start mid-pack, especially at a track like Darlington. But do you go for it knowing the fall-off situation?
He might, but he might be a rookie, but he knows what he's doing with the stuff like this at Darlington Raceway, one of the harder tracks. He's on the schedule, and it's the top 4. And you mentioned the manufacturers, so there's only 2 Fords in the top 10, and then we got 4 Chevys and 4 Toyotas kind of in the back part of the top 10. Local Dorn's teammate, I almost got them flip-flop. Duncan Wood is holding up Andrew Miller. Jordan Andrews, Juan Garcia, and Alex Sander Lowe. And then you got Eric Monaco, just outside the top 15, Fitzwater, Seidel, Nick Lopez. And the answer of the solid start in the number 6 machine. And unfortunately, Wachowski, Crampton, Williams, Ream with some terrible starts, Ball with a terrible start as well. Trackhouse, and then Suswire is the last car on the grid at the moment. And look, oh, you know what? Going through the field, I think Sam Vitali might have a long one car bouncing because he's pulling away in a heartbeat. Now the 77 might not be handling all that great as he's holding up Glenn, Dorn, and Matthew Hubert.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the intervals this time around. Coming back to the stripe to see the distance between the 12 and the 77, Alex Vitali and Nicholas Samadillo and the rest of this pack, but trying to go into the mindset and the brain of a team owner. I don't know if any other team owners that have commentated have talked about what they do for the setups going into the race. But what I can tell you is that we're just trying to do whatever we can. Probably a little bit more communication with the drivers would be key. But so far, Sam Vitali, he proved last year why he still has that ride in the 12. Easily the best Penske car in the stable, so that's why he has his ride, and that's why he's leading this race, because so far he's proven why he's still in that car and why he's still in the Cup Series. An amazing driver for an amazing team, and I can't wait to see him do amazing things for this organization. But he's got to prove himself, and in about 10 laps time, Nathan, I just want to point out, we might see the beginning of the pit cycle. Or it's going to be around lap number 35, I believe.
Roughly around then. Should be about 34, 35. Some cars might pit on lap 33, some might pit 36, but it should be around 34, give or take. And that's going to be very interesting because tires mean so much here at Darlington. And speaking of tires, we're finally going to ditch out Sam Badillo, who looks like he does not have a long car. And now, I hate to say it, Bronson, but the driver is under fire from the hottest rookie right now, Stuart Grant in number 47. Of course, Sam Vitali knows of how that feels, was a rookie last year, and was one of the top rookies of last year. A slow start for that 12 machine, but he's getting on the right foot as of late. Got a good one at Homestead, and he's having a good one here today so far. Impressed with Rogue Dorn. Might have to watch out for Matthew Hubert. It's not out of the realm of possibility for him to maybe go 2 in a row here today at Homestead and then Darlington. But it's all out Sam Vitali. Looks like he has a good short one car, a decent long one car, and as long as he can hold it until pit stops, then they can do whatever they need to do to work on the car, and that's going to be important. We only have 2 pit stops, and that is the same norm here today, but these pit stops are going to be crucial, because you need to set up the car perfectly here at Darlington Raceway with the massive tire fall off. And right now, that's what Sam Vitale does. But you mentioned it. Pit stops around lap 35. Would you want to do the undercut today or the overcut today at Darlington Raceway?
See, typically you would want to go for the undercut so that you have the fresh tire advantage once everything cycles out. But here, especially at Darlington, this is not a normal cheese grater track. This eats up your tires, and it's very evident right now. Sam Vitale, he had the speed maybe 5 laps ago, but now he's being caught by Stuart Gratton. He might get past here in the next lap, and that's because of the tire degradation. I know I'm using F1 terms, but please bear with me. Darlington is just one of those tracks where it's like, hey, Homestead might have some tire fall off, but Darlington, whatever your perception of tire fall off is, Darlington, the lady in black, her tire fall off is 10 times that. So I feel like you want to actually do the overcut this time. I'm kind of going against my judgment of it as a team owner and driver, but that's what I would do. I would do the overcut instead of the undercut, because if everything cycles out, you're going to have not the greatest advantage, especially here at Darlington. Like I said, cheese grater track, and in the long run, trying to think long run, not short run. Long run, doing the undercut just doesn't make any sense, Nathan. How about you? What do you think?
I have to agree. You know, you said that Homestead has some tire fall off, and especially if you say Auto Club, for example, that track had 2 seconds of fall off. This is double that, and at Auto Club you can get away with the undercut, not here. If you want to win this race and set yourself up for that final one, you need to do the overcut. Stay out as long as you can, struggle on these old tires, and just stay out as long as you can. And right now, that's what they are trying to do. And Logan Dorn just minding his time, got past second with Stuart Glenn. And here's the thing, the top 10, the top 8 are very close with each other right now. So any one of these top 10, they could get a good pit stop, a good strategy, and they could be right in the midst of getting this race win on the second green flag cycle. Dorn looked strong, he late, all over the back bumper of Alex Sam Vitale. And this will be a huge one for anyone, but I will say, last year, Nick Lopez and a rookie won this race. There's 4 of them that started up front. We have 3 of them that are left. So, I think rookies, even though this is a really tough racetrack, we do have some of the best rookies that we could possibly have of Logan Dorn, Stuart Grant, and Nicholas Samadeo up here towards the front. And we could see pit stops here very, very soon. I'm already seeing some of the pit crews get ready on pit road. And we'll see. It could open that standby, but should be around that 34-35.
And I'm glad you brought up the thing about the rookies. What an amazing, strong class of rookies that we have. Rogel Dorn, rookie. He's already won at Auto Club. Stuart Gratton, top 3 in points. Amazing run. And then we have Samadeo there. A great up-and-coming driver. So far hasn't shown his full potential, but that's okay. There's still time, and again, he's a rookie. It's not going to happen with every rookie. And now Stuart Gratton, he's coming in with his pit stop. The aforementioned rookie star sitting top 3 in points. He's going to make his pit stop along with Matthew Burnett and Eli Bright Toyotas. 2 Toyotas and a Chevy. There's the other Chevy. That's Jordan Edwards, the point leader. And that's Aaron Abel joining him, the 38 of Logan Williams as well. And that's going to be the rest of that for the next time by. Rogel Dorn all over the back bumper of Sam Vitale. I think Sam Vitale's going to come in this time. He's definitely slowing. Yup. And now Rogel Dorn was in the path of the 12 slowing up. Wonder if that's going to do anything with his lap time. But so is John Andrews. He's joining. So is the 19. Oh, man. The 48 there. Very indecisive. That was Juan Garcia. There's Justin Zidell along with Zachary Fitzwater. And most of the pack here. There's the 22, Bradley Ream, Noah Clifton back here. So is the 17, Kyler Sustry. And there are a bunch of cars there. Oh, man. Oh, almost contact between the FRM teammates there, Nathan.
Yeah, very, very busy pit road. A few takers a lap before, but most of the field is pitting here on lap number 34 to lap 35 now. A couple of drivers that stayed out, like the 3 of Rogel Dorn, the 5, the 77, the 23, the 21, the 45, and the 51 and the 14. That's it. So 34, 33, 34, 35. No one is stretching it to that 36. Stuart Glenn is all the way off. Sam Vitale's already off. Grant, of course, with the undercut. He's going to be the race leader. And, yeah, Stewart's definitely going to take that race lead.
But again, that undercut that we were talking about a few laps ago, that's also going to play into a factor, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, I don't like... The thing is, the undercut will work for a track position like the 20 of Burnett, like Eli Blight, like the 47 of Stuart Grant. But they're going to have terrible tires sooner than, say, Sam Vitale and especially Local Dawn. This might be someone we might have to watch out for. Pitted last time anyone. Local Dawn, Matthew Hubert, Sam Dio, both of the 2311 cars, the Crampton and Stout, and Clifton and Miller, they all pit late. The last ones to pit, and that might work out very good on the long one for them. Brown is going to be the race leader officially with a 2-second lead, but for how long with the tire fall off. Sam Vitale in second, Burnett in third as the 14 is just now at St. Pit Road. That's probably not a good thing. Eli Blight in fourth, finally with a good one. Local Dawn in fifth. Matthew Hubert was in sixth, but now he's dropped back. So John Anders is in sixth, Kennington in seventh, Hubert in eighth. Ninth is the point leader of John Edwards, and then rounding out the top 10 is Nico Sanvadio. Look at some of these guys outside of the top 10 though. Monaco, Woke going to go to the inside, Garcia, Abel, Stout. Some of these guys outside the top 10 could have a shot. I think the top 15 are looking fairly strong at the moment.
Something I do want to pay attention to. I don't know if it's going to be any relevance right now, but the intervals. I just want the viewers to take a look at the intervals, especially during this race. Right now, the 12 crossed the line, and somehow Sam Vitale is catching Grattan, and that was by a big margin there, Nathan, this time around. It seems like he might be gapping the 20 of Matthew Burnett and the 42 of Eli Bright.
Oh,
and the 20 got to the wall. Oh, that might have been the wall pop, the Darlington smack that we mentioned, Nathan.
That might have been.
If that has anything to do with car performance.
Looks like he's still up to speed. He's in the draft of Eli Bland. That 12 machine is gaining 3/10 of the lap. That is how big the tire fall off is. Sam Vitale might have a better shoreline car than Glenn, and or Glenn just don't have the tire where, like Sam Vitale. Sam Vitale pitted 1 lap later, and I think he has a better car, and he's gaining 3/10 a lap on that number 47. You got a hot water underneath that number 12 machine, Bronson, because he is catching him fast, and he's not the only one. I think Bright is catching, same with Burnett, and actually not really, so it's just this 12. This 12 is getting the 10th last time. Bright and Burnett lost the 10th, so it is these two gap in the field, and Sam Vitale might have something forced to the ground here eventually. Lap cars will be a factor though. Duncan Houston, Kyle Susswipe, Bradley Ream with some damage. Duncan Ward, unfortunately, he started up front. Now he's in the back. BB Ruiz, Justin Zidell, the other Penske car. And then the 51 and the 7. So we might see some lap traffic be a factor here. And look at this look at this 12. He's getting a second now between the top 2.
Yeah, that is unbelievable speed, but something that I do want to pay attention to is how hard he's running that number 12. Sam Vitale, he could have a very fast car right now, and it's very evident, especially looking by the leaderboard there. Let's see how close he's going to be this time around, but is he going to be using up all of his stuff too early? Almost half a second, Nathan. That was a blistering lap. Oh my goodness, Nathan. And maybe in about 2 laps, Grattan is going to have a challenge for the lead. What do you do if you're Grattan? How do you defend this? How do you come back from this?
Honestly, if I was driving that 47 right now, I would just give the lead to Sam Vitale. Let Sam Vitale burn up his stuff, because that 12 car, he's doing exactly what he needs to do to catch up with Stuart Grant, but I think he's also burning up his stuff. I think Bright, Burnett, Dawn, I think these 4, they're gaining about a 10th of a second each lap. That is probably a sign that these guys are saving their stuff. Meanwhile, Sam Vitale is not really saving his stuff. So it's a double-edged sword here at Darlington. But Sam Vitale is absolutely the fastest car on the racetrack. And probably for good reason. He's probably not saving his stuff. And he might have a one. And doing turn number 1 here, not quite going to think better of it. Almost halfway through the Southern 500. It's been mostly dominated by these two. and they are all almost side by side for the race lead. But Blight, Burnett, Dawn, and Anders are back there in a full car breakaway in their own right, and we're gonna keep it right here. 1v1 battle for the top spot in the Southern 500.
But if you're Sam Vitale, you definitely don't want to stay behind Grattan for too long, because if you're stuck behind him, then that just means Grattan's cooling off his stuff. You're running around the same speed. 12's trying to take a look to the inside. He might hug that quarter panel. He's trying to take a look to the inside, trying to find a run. Nothing there. Is he going to find the corner run speed off of turn number 2? No, he's going to stay behind him for another lap. But all of this, after Sam Vitale burned all of his stuff, is he gonna kind of marginalize? Is he gonna be neutral on speed with Stuart Grattan? That's what I'm kind of worried about with Sam Vitale. I mean, it was very, very cool to look at. It was good eye candy, but for now, is that going to be a great strategy long term, Nathan? I don't really think, but I guess we'll see. Does he have the run? He does have the run, but is he going to take it to the inside of turn number 3? No, he doesn't. He stays behind Grattan for yet another lap, and I do believe that we're going to see some lap cars. I believe I saw that in the distance. Yep, going into turn number 1. That is the 15 of Duncan Halverson, and there goes Sam Vitale to the lead, sending it into turn number 1, and Sam Vitale retakes the lead here at Darlington. Grattan falls off the pace, running up the racetrack. Here's John Andrews, who takes advantage at the same exact time. Burnett almost back up into the wall. That is rolled door into the back bumper of Eli Bright in the Legacy Motor Club 42 Toyota. And man, Sam Vitale, if he did that a few laps after, or before rather, when he got to the back bumper of Grattan, man, it would have just looked child's play, honestly, Nathan.
Sam Vitale is just absolutely out here in that number 12 machine. I still like the strategy that these guys are doing. I don't know if they're just saving this stuff or they don't have the speed like the number 12 has, but that 12 is lights out here today at Darlington, and we are going to be lap 50 of 92. Caution free, still fantastic stuff here today. Local 2's going to get to the inside of Eli Bright. That's for the 3rd position. But it's going to drop back a couple of positions. The 14 is a lap down, I believe. And yes, the 14 and the 99s both a lap down. Gonna lap into Noah Clifton, Sean Edwards, same with Dio, Burnett, or not Burnett, Hubert inside the top 10. Same with Kennington, Alexander, Juan Garcia, Stout, Monaco, Abel. Just outside of the top 15. I still like the fact that most of these guys are saving their stuff. They're not pushing it too hard. I think Dawn has a good car, but he's just minding his time, knowing that there's still another pit stop to go. But Sam Vitale's out here. He is trying to get a second top 5 in a row, and he might get a crown jewel victory here today. Still a long way to go. Still 41 laps to go, and still 1 pit stop left, and about 10 laps time for the Southern 500.
Early looking at Sam Vitale's point standings at the moment. Last race, he landed P number 18. Right now, he's sitting P number 18 in points. Currently has that 1 top 5 that he got last week at Homestead, and he also has 2 top 10s to go along with that. But there's a big 0 in that W column. Is today the day that he finally fills that with a 1? I don't know. We'll have to see, but something I'm also taking a look at. Stuart Grattan, he is not falling off. He's staying right with the number 12's pace, so I wonder if Grattan's slowly trying to reel him in, and if Sam Vitale really did burn out all of his stuff so early. I mean, he had to have. There's no way that he has any speed left after that amazing charge to the front, Nathan. I just can't see that.
And I think it could be a scenario where Grattan was just being nice and calm and easy on the tires, saving his stuff, let Sam Vitale do his thing, and now Grattan's being the veteran rookie. He knows a thing or two about this. He might be a rookie in the series, but not on it all as a whole. He knows what he's doing, and he's just minding his time in that 47 machine. And plus with Local Dawn in the number 3, John Anderson looks like he has a good long run car. It looks like Eli Bright has fallen off a little bit on this one. It was the opposite on the first one. And it looks like this 20 has really fallen off as he's holding up the 977, the 541, and 48 back here. But the best cars are the top 5 of Sam Vitale, Grattan, Dawn, Blight in 5th, and then John Andrews in the 4th position. Very surprised that we've not had a issue yet today. The 14 is 1 lap down, and the 99 is also 1 lap down. But right now it is a 1v1 battle, just like yesterday in the National Series race, between the top 2. And this last pit stop is going to be very important. I know you want to probably take the overcut, but whenever these guys pit, it's going to be a little bit less than a normal fuel one, so it's going to be very interesting on what these guys do here.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight, not only on fuel, but on tire wear. How far, how much do you want to push that car to the absolute limit, Nathan? Because Sam Vitale getting up to the front, that's exactly what he did. So now that we've covered the top 2 here for an extensive amount of time, that I just want to cover Legacy Motor Club and Toyota as a whole. They've been off to a very slow start, and this is a great run for Eli Bright. I don't know where Joe Rakowski is, but I just want to say that it's been a very slow start. Hopefully this is a thing. Hopefully this is the race that they start getting things turned around. But I mean, from being championship contenders to being outside of the top 15 in points, Joe Rakowski currently sits 15, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s. Very up and down season so far, Nathan. But Eli Bright, nowhere to be found, Nathan. So hopefully this is a thing. This is the start of things to come for that team and for those 2 drivers. But that's my 2 cents on Legacy Motor Club.
Yeah, they've had speed at times, like with Eli being in 5th. This has been the twins in some of these races this year. There's been either Rakowski in the top 10, top 5, or Bright inside the top 10, top 5. But most of the time, it's not both. That's kind of what it was last year. And this year, they've had a lot more bad luck and a lot more times where they just didn't have speed. And that is just the component of the much more competitive field this year. Because, I mean, come on. Besides Hinton Motorsports and that 47 of JTG, we've had a different team win this season. And if Sam Vitale does that again, he will add that number even more. So it's just been a very ultra competitive season, and 14s like Legacy Motor Club and LT and Chris Jericho, they probably were not expecting it to be much more competitive. But you know what might be even more competitive is this race lead. Stuart Grant saving his stuff is starting to close back in on out Sam Vitale, and look at local Dawn. Remember what I said, Dawn and some of those guys that were 3 seconds behind. I think they would gain a little bit, but they were saving those tires at the same time, and local Dawn is closing it in fast late in the second one.
I'm glad you brought him up. Last lap, he gained 3/10 out of that, and he took away another 2/10 on that lead. Amazing performance so far for Rogel Dorn. That RCR car, for whatever reason, whatever they found, it is fast. The 8 car, however, definitely outside the top 10. He started up front. He started within the top 10, I believe he did. Next to my pick for the race, the 23.
31st.
Oh, man. 31st for Duncan Ward. That is not good, Nathan. What happened? I guess if something did happen, the viewers will see it, but at the moment we can't see what's going to happen. But back up front here, cars definitely going a lot slower. We can visually see that. And we saw this last time before the pit cycle. Are we about to see the beginning of the final pit cycle here at Darlington?
In theory, they can pit whenever they choose to. It's about 34 to 35 laps on fuel, and they can pit whenever. With 30 laps to go, they can pit whenever. But they're probably going to try and stretch it as long as they possibly can, knowing that, hey, the longer you go, the more better tires. And the same what this 3 local one has done. He was one of the guys that pitted the 3rd time around and saved the stuff. And later in this one, he's all over the back bumper of Stuart Grant. And this is the stuff that we don't see that often. But I love to see the 4 seconds of tire fall off taking into a massive effect here. And we can see it. Dawn is closing. And now John Andrews is starting to close as well. These top 4, it might come down to Andrews, Dawn, Gratton, and Sam Vitale for this race win, and the Southern 500 is all going to come down to round 2 of pit stops.
And if round 2 of pit stops kind of persists just a little bit before, we might see some lap car interference here. And something I want to take note, All of them are Fords. What manufacturer is our leader? Ford. Who is chasing them? Chevys. So maybe, just maybe they will play a factor into this. Rogel gets into the quarter panel of Stuart Grattan and is going to send it down into turn number 1. And is going to take P number 2. Is going to be a little too late because Sam Vitale is closing on these lap cars. And again, all Fords, and then one of them being Bradley Ream, Alex Vitale's teammate here at Team Penske. That is the 17 of Kyler Sustry and the 15 of Duncan Halverson. Those are all Ford cars sending it into turn number 1. Very slow, very off the pace, and here comes Sam Vitale about to catch the tail end of the 15 and this lap car pack. And what is Rogel going to do? Is he going to wait for the pit stops, or is he going to try and get around this number 12 car while he still can?
I think it might be a couple laps away still for pit stops. These guys are being able to save as much as they can, but this is going to hold up off of these top 2. Actually, never mind. Great one from the number 12, and great job from Rogel for letting Sam Vitale get down there. They pick off 1 lap car of Duncan Halverson. And now they have to get 2 more. Or they can just pit. That's the easiest way to go around it. Just pit, and you will be fine. And that's what Stuart Grattan's going to do. He did this the first time, and now he's doing it again. Undercut for the 47.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go this time around. It kind of worked out for him, especially when he started to fall off there. But in the first half, that is, when he started to fall off. But he got that track position. He was leading until Alex Vitale caught him. Speaking of Sam Vitale, to the back bumper of teammate Bradley Ream. What do you do if you're Sam Vitale? Do you send it to the inside? Do you try and get around? No, you try and make the pit stop. That's going to inherit the lead to Rogel Doran in the number 3 RCR Chevy. In the final round of pit stops for the race leader, arguably the most dominant car of the day, Sam Vitale is in. John Andrews, he's also in. And this is a Ford Mustang pack that we have here, Nathan. Any other takers? There goes Jordan Stout around the outside.
Oh, the 41 back there. The 954. Yep, the point leader. A few takers, but not as many as I anticipated. And this is just these guys doing games. They want to stay as long as possible. It's not going to be a long one like it was before, but they still want to stay as long as possible. While Dawn is in. And meanwhile, everyone else who has not pitted yet is going to go down pit road. And luckily, we've not had any pit road issues yet today. Been a very clean one, but it's been a very fun one with all the tire strategy and all that. But we still have to survive one more pit road issue. Survival round, I guess you can say. And right now, Volkador is on pit road. And the 77. Oh no, someone just blew up. That is last week's winner, Matthew Hubert, just blew up on pit road.
But he's close enough to his pit stall where he can just push the clutch in and then coast it there. That's going to be the race, hopefully the only one. Stuart Grattan, he's coming around the outside, and this is going to be the battle for the lead. We'll get a chance to take ones on.
Oh no, Emil Wiccan. Oh, Joe Rakowski.
He's going to pile in. Watch out! Oh, and the 31, Owen Miles absolutely slams into Rakowski. Oh, and that's the 6 car, Anthony Hernandez. And that was Grattan who got a piece of it.
Watch out, Bradley trying on this local one. And we got the huge one. And I just staple changed it. Watch out, Alexander Rowe.
Alexander Rowe. Logan Williams, the point leader, Jordan Edwards. Unbelievable. Rogel Doran, he's out. The dominant car of the late half, he's done. Engine failure, 3 wide. Oh, more contact. The 20 up on his lid. And is that back end damage for the 12 I see? I don't know if that is.
Maybe let's be fine. Oh no, let's do it, Glenn.
Because he got a piece of that, Nathan. Unbelievable. How does this shake it up? With just a little, with actually 20 laps to go this time by. How is this going to shake it up, Nathan?
I just had to staple change it, didn't I?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness. Luckily, the 12 did cycle out, so I think that happened right at the end of the pit cycle. And now look at who is going to be in position to steal it. Eli Bright in the number 42.
Wow. And we were just talking about his woes and the team's woes so far this season. We were talking about if he can pull it off, it might be here at Darlington. No better place to kick off the season resurgence, the team resurgence, than Darlington. Why not? But he has to get around that very fast number 12 of Alex Vitali. But man, Nathan, what a crash that we just saw. 2 cars up on their lids. Unbelievable crash.
I staple jinxed it. I said that we've not had any issues, and well, we just had one. It all started with the 5 of Matthew Hewlett blowing up on pit road, and then JBL teammates of, I believe, Alan Abel and Matthew Burnett took each other out in the spot that, wants to mention, where they merged down and they merged up, exiting and entering pit road, and that sparked a big one in 3 and 4. Kind of like last year, we'll have a late race restart with Alex Vitali as the race leader. Let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day in the Denny Southern 500. Well, here is what happened to bring out the first caution of the day late in the Southern 500. Alex will exit pit road, and for some reason, the 2 JBL teammates of Aaron Abel and Matthew Burnett kind of squeezed into each other into the wall. I mean, I guess they were reacting to the 41 going back up the racetrack, but that was uncalled for. Watch out for the 9, because we will see him in a lap time. Just you wait. Aaron Abel and Matthew Burnett get involved. They slide down the racetrack. They try to get back going in the number 11 and number 20, but in comes Joe Witkowski, and the way that they put this, there's absolutely zero banking and nowhere to go for Joe Witkowski hard into the number 20, and that's going to end effectively in both of their days. And then Owen Miles in the number 31, he's going to do the same thing of Witkowski and have nowhere to go, and takes the white rear corner panel off on the number 20. And then Fitzgerald, he zooms on by and he makes it through somehow. Oh, actually he doesn't. He gets a little piece of Witkowski and hits the outside wall. And then we are not done yet. In comes Hernandez. Does the same thing. No grip on the apron. T-bone into the white rear of Matthew Burnett. And then Stuart Graham, the second best car of the day, with a tiny tap, and somehow that is going to do a lot of damage to that 47. Vitali rides the wall to avoid it. Bradley Ream, and this is where things get wild. Bradley Ream, John Andrews, and Will Dorn. Eli Bright goes up to the top, he's fine. And then nowhere to go for Ream and Andrews. And then with the help of Will Dorn, that sends the 34 into the 22 and the 20, and that sends both of them on their lid. Ream does a barrel roll, and Burnett stays on his roof, and then Halverson was involved as well. And the trap became blocked, and luckily that was almost all of it. And then the number 9, I don't know what happened to the number 9, but he ends up having a hub buckle somewhere in this crash, and we're going to take a look. Oh yeah, here we go, yep, Alexander gets involved a whole lap later. John Andrews, teammate of Logan Williams, and then right there is number 9 of Jordan Adams, where he has a slight hut buckle, a huge crash, a very lengthy description, but that could have been avoided. But unfortunately, a lot of cars are torn up in this one here at Darlington.
So here's Aaron Abel. He's making a reactive move, I guess, or maybe he just fully shoves Burnett into the wall for absolutely no explicable reason. Simultaneous 180s, and then bam! Toyota teammate Joe Witkowski slams into the side, and then bam! There's the 31 there. Owen Miles hard into the side of the 20. They're both done, and then we're not done. Like Billy Mace, we are not done. Here comes the 6. Absolutely destroys his car in the process, and then bam, bam, bam. Bradley Ream That's all on from there, Nathan. Rogel such a fast car here, Nathan. Oh, and Alexander Rowe, a car who I guess you can argue caused all of that to a certain extent. Got in it, got in his own mess, and then Rogel engine blows up. Absolutely insane scenes, Nathan.
So many good cars got torn up in that one. John Angles, Rogel Dorn, Matthew Burnett, just to name a few, and Abel. Such disappointing right there, but luckily, if there's only one lucky side to it, that happened right at the end of the cycle. So everything's normal up front, Bryce still up front, and the race leader, the dominant car of the day of Alexander Vitale, is still in the lead. But we are going to have a late race restart just like last year, and we have to wait and see if Alexander Vitale can hang on for 18 laps and get the win in the Southern 500. Let's get back to the restart late in the Denny Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway after the huge one in 3 and 4, and that shook up everything here at Darlington Raceway. We will now have a late race restart with completely new players, but still the dominant car of the day of Alexander Vitale in the race lead. Eli Brighton now in second. Ian Miller is in third out of nowhere. The point leader of Jordan Edwards, who has a hut buckle, is in fourth. Last year's winner of Nick Lopez is in fifth. The winner of the pit to win of Jordan Stout in sixth. Ron Kennington, Eric Monaco, Travis Crampton, and Kenneth Miller rounding out the top 10. And then unfortunately several cars are out from that one, including the number 3 of Local Dawn, Alexander Rowe, John Andrews, Matthew Huber of course blew up under the pit road during pit stops, Joe Rutkowski, Matthew Burnett, who's having a great one today, Owen Miles, Anthony Hernandez, and Bradley Weem round out the cars out. We still have 27 cars on the racetrack, and now this is going to be the ultimate deciding factor. Can San Vitale get a good restart here? He's had the best car all day, but he has Eli Bright, who's been a sleeper all day. It's going to be a late race restart, 18 laps to go, and the crown jewel, number 2. The Denny Southern 500 is back green with 18 laps to go.
Both San Vitale and Bright got a great jump, separate themselves from Andrew Miller in the 21 there, sits 7th in points, but right behind him is the points leader. He got a piece of that action though. He has a little bit of damage, but they're all going to get off of turn number 2 clean. You see a few cars in the back, they have missing front end damage, and missing front ends altogether. San Vitale starts to gap Eli Bright. He's going to get back around to lead. Look at the pace of this field. Once again, we were so used to the slower paces, the slower lap times. Now we are finally back up to normal pace. Here comes Nick Lopez. That's the rookie, the winner from last season, Nathan. We remember the trend here at Darlington. A rookie since him has won here at Darlington. So maybe, just maybe, a rookie can somehow pull it off. Here comes Eli Bright. He had a great line. He has a great run. Let's see what he can do taking it to turn number 1. Will he do anything? No, he's not there just yet, Nathan.
Eli kind of diamond 3 and 4, and that's one of the ways that he can ground 3 and 4. A very driver-friendly corner. 1 and 2 is basically stay on the bottom, but you can run anywhere. In the middle, up front, Jordan Stout to the inside of last year's winner of this event, and now put Jordan Stout inside the top 5. Here comes Ronald Kennington. Here comes Eric Monaco. Travis Crampton out of nowhere. Kenneth Miller to a bottle. He was in the back at one point. Now he's up towards the front. Bruno Diacomo, Juan Garcia, Nicholas San Mateo, Tim Matthews, Duncan Ward in the 8. BP Ruiz. So many flush faces up front of basically who is left after that big one. But this is what you like to see, Bronson. That 12 machine. No one's been able to really be on pace with that 12 machine all day long. Except for Stuart Graham, pretty much. Eli Bright's been the top 5 car, but he's losing ground on that 12 machine.
Yeah, I'm actually really nervous. Here comes Andrew Miller trying to take a look to the inside. He's going to get the 42 arrow loose. He's going to way up racetrack. There goes Travis Crampton in the 45 up the racetrack and into the wall. Andrew Miller to P number 2, and it's going to be a 4-1-2 with the point leader Jordan Edwards getting out ahead of Eli Bright, and Eli Bright's chances of a possible victory are vanishing so quickly. He's going to be stuck up the outside going into turn number 1 with Jordan Stout in the 23. And Kennington's going to get around. So does the 16. He's up here. The 4, Trey Bardo, they're all up here. And there goes the chances of Eli Bright. It was looking so promising, so good. But meanwhile, up here, Ford's battling it for the win. Andrew Miller, P number 2. Sam Vitale, the good car, the very dominant car here at Darlington. Does he have enough to hold off the hard-charging Wood Brothers? Number 21 here late at Darlington.
In the middle of one at Phoenix, got his first win on the season. That one was absolutely in dominating fashion, led basically the majority of that race. He kind of popped up out of nowhere, wasn't even inside the top 10. Well, that car is a rocket ship early on this late race 1. How about our point leader, Jordan Edwards? He's not won yet this season, but he's going to, as of now, continue his top 5 streak with a damaged race car. Andrew Miller to the inside, maybe, of Alexander Vitale for the race lead. Not quite. It's going to be 10 laps to go in the 7,500. And I think at this point it's going to come down to Alexander Vitale, Andrew Miller, Jordan Edwards, and maybe even Stout and Kennington, and maybe Monaco. Monaco out of nowhere might have a shot inside the top 6.
Yeah, great late run come up from Eric Monaco with Colleague Racing absolutely out of nowhere. Now the 12 and the 21, they start to get separated. Jordan Stout, he's trying to take a peek to the inside to Edwards. He's not going to get there. Kennington behind. Those are 2 Toyotas trying to work together to get around this lone Chevrolet here in the top 5. The next one is Monaco as well as Trey Bardo, the number 9's teammate. What a run for Trey Bardo here late. But now look at up front. Here comes the 21. He has found speed out of nowhere. Andrew Miller, he's trying to get back to the back bumper of Sam Vitale, and he's going to get there, Nathan. Oh, the 12 runs up track. Is the 21 going to get the run off the corner? Not quite. Is he going to take it to the inside? Andrew Miller? No, he's going to stay behind Alex Sam Vitale for another lap, Nathan. The laps are winding down so quickly here, Nathan. And here comes the 9 of Jordan Edwards. He is not done, and he is not down and out just yet, Nathan. But as far as I'm concerned, nobody is. It is anybody's race at this point. If Sam Vitale slips up, that's just going to give the door to anybody else.
And unfortunately, we might have lap calls. That 47 on Stuart Grand is way off the pace. Same with the number 15. So this is not over yet. 9 laps to go. Sam Vitale and Miller are getting caught by our point leader, who has a damaged front end, and Jordan Stout, Kennington, Monaco Barlow. Kenneth Miller might have a shot. Crampton might have a shot. Bruno Diacomo is inside the top 10 in that number 10 machine. Blight continues to fall back. We are in for an instant classic once again at Darlington for the JBL Cup Series. We saw this last year with a late race caution. We saw a late race caution once again. Sam Vitale, at this point, he's guaranteed to get a bonus point for leading the most laps here today. It's a known fact at this point. That 12 car has been dominant. Jordan Stout, I think, is faster. I think he wants to get past this number 9, but he just cannot do it. I think Stout might have a shot here. I think Miller might have a shot here off turn number 2.
Oh man, he got close there. He had the run. Is he going to take it to the inside this time? He is going to run out of opportunities to try and send it to the inside of turn number 3. And he's going to run out of opportunities if they get to Stuart Grattan, which they will this lap, Nathan. The 12 leads, but Stuart Grattan, the dominant car of the day, he's there, and they're going to make contact, Nathan. The 2 dominant cars formally make contact. Here comes Andrew Miller trying to find an advantage of that mistake, Nathan. And is Andrew Miller going to get around this time by Stuart Grattan is going to hold up Eric Monaco. I think he's going to be the only one now. Stuart Grattan's going to jump to the inside right behind of Ronald Kennington, right ahead of Trey Bardo, and it's a 3-car breakaway. It is Sam Vitale, Miller, and Edwards here with a handful of laps to go.
Miller trying to get the race win. Sam Vitale's been the dominant driver of the day. Sam Vitale's doing a great job with the block. if these two get side by side, do not count a damaged point leader of Jordan Edwards. Do not count Jordan South, the Daytona 500 winner in Little Pit to win, and Ronald Kennington as well. Bottle got by, and looks like everyone did get by. Number 47. Miller's been so close so many times in this race to get past this number 12, but he just cannot get there. It is so hard to make a pass. It's not impossible, it's doable, but San Vitale is just doing a great job. He has one more lap car that he's going to have to deal with, but Annabelle really wants to get to the inside, but he just can't. Gonna run a lane lower. San Vitale's doing a great job blocking. Gonna be 2 laps to go. 1v1 battle for the second day in a row at Darlington Raceway in the Southern 500.
2 laps to go, 2.6 miles till home, and Sam Vitale can see it in his mirrors, but he can also see Andrew Miller in his mirrors trying everything that he can. The 12 is going to get wide here, Nathan. If Miller gets the advantage, Sam Vitale, I know, is going to make this car wide. Going into turn number 3, lap car ahead. We will have a lap car interference here going into the last lap. Andrew Miller takes a look to the inside. He's not going to be there. White flag in the air. This is the final lap, Nathan, and that's the 15 of Duncan Halverson going into turn number 1 for the final time, Nathan. This is going to be where Andrew Miller needs to make his move. The 15 is in the way. Here comes the 21 going down the backstretch. It is Sam Vitale leading, but for how much longer, we don't know. Going into turn number 3 for the final time, and it's going to be the 15 that's going to hold up this entire line.
It's not going to matter. Sam Vitale is going to be very smart about it. And Miller's going to try. He's going to go side by side by half a car length. Miller tried making something work, but Sam Vitale is going to hang on and win the Denny Southern 500. What a race. And at the end of the day, even with the lap car interference, the best car won this race. Alex San Vitale, back-to-back top 5s. And this 12 team was bad, fast, consistent last year. Was one of the top 5 cars late in the season. And this 12 team Boston might be on the roll. How about that? A dominant performance, but almost lost it. Half a car length at the line. And the number 12 gets the race win. And it's the second win for Ford. And ironically, the 2 cars out of 1 finished 1-2 for Ford this season. What a race here at Darlington.
Yeah, how about that, Nathan? All-time classic, like you said. That was going to be so close. Andrew Miller tried. He got there. He was so close. But if it hadn't been for that lap car, I guarantee you that we would have had a true side-by-side finish without that 15's interference of Duncan Halverson. But it doesn't change the result. Penske car, one of my cars, goes to victory lane, Nathan. And I tell you, I cannot be much happier, Nathan. This was an amazing result. Add that to an amazing race that we just had ourselves, Nathan. How do you break that down with the amazing racing early on, with the many pit stop shakeups, that pit stop crash after the cycle was almost finished, and that all-time classic finish? How do you chalk that up, Nathan, to a few sentences?
Well, I'm going to try to do my best here. Darlington, a racetrack where the best drivers come out on top. And here today, so much battling at the start, pit road drama, pit road shenanigans, pit strategy, long run cars better on, some cars better on the long one, some cars better on the short one, late race drama, late race restart, and a one-on-one battle, and by half a car length, 0.053, Alex San Vitale hangs on to get the win. What a race here at Darlington. San Vitale dominated, but it was still very, very fun, and he had to earn it. That late race restart, he had to earn it no matter who it was behind him. And who knows, if only Halverson was not there, I think Miller was going to have a win regardless. If he was not there, who knows, we could have been side by side 2003 style with Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven. That was almost to that point. But what a race. San Vitale with the win. Amanda Miller in second. Great one for Jordan Edwards. Don't know where he came from. He got a piece of damage, but that didn't really affect him. It was just visual damage. It didn't have any engine damage. Great one from Jordan Stout in fourth. Kennington in fifth with a rebound from the Hubbreaker at Homestead last weekend. Trey Ball out of nowhere gets a top 6 finish. Kenneth Miller is the highest rookie, great one for him. He's had a up and down season. He's had flashes, but he's also had bad moments. Crampton out of nowhere in 8th. We saw Stout all day. Didn't really see Crampton, so he gets the top 10. Marco, top 10. And Bruno Diacomo in 10th out of nowhere. We didn't see him all day long. Juan Garcia and Abel, who kind of caused that caution, I think, with Burnett. Obviously, you saw what happened already, but he gets the 12th place finish. Same deal, 13th. But it could have been for Eli Blight. Had a top 5 day going. He got stuck up on the high side, and he gets 14th. Nick Lopez in 15th. Ruiz, Matthews, Ward, Harrison, Volker, top 20. That's the best season that 14 car has had this season. Seidel, Clifton, Fitzwater, Williams, Sustry, Harrison, and Grattan. And then, unfortunately, all these guys had problems, and they were basically all involved in that big one of Dorn, Lowe, Andrews, Wachowski, Burnett, Miles, Hernandez, and Ream, and then who blew up on pit road. The 7-5 on the Bronson, it is a nutrition race just as much as the Coca-Cola 600, if not more. More tire, more strategy, more chances to get into the wall here at Darlington than Charlotte. And the best car won. I think it's safe to say for Silton. I know we're happy about that with the team, but what's the final thoughts for that one? A barn burner of a finish here at Darlington.
Yeah, like I'm beyond delighted that was Sam Vitale, arguably the best driver at Penske right now, getting it done, and getting it done in spectacular fashion. And not just a great day for Penske, great day for Wood Brothers there. Pat yourselves on the back there for Ryan Durrani, car owner there for Andrew Miller. Great race for Ford. Finally, we're showing some speed, and that is the big important thing. I just want to pay a little bit of attention to the 14th place finishing spot, Eli Bright. So unfortunate. Started second there on that final restart, and once he got onto the outside, he just fell off like a rock, unfortunately. So, truly did not see what he had, but from what we did see glimpses of it, he had a very fast car, unfortunately. But like you said, Nathan, this was an all-time classic, and if I may say it, little internet meme, Nathan, this race, absolute cinema. Absolute cinema.
It does not get much closer than that. I didn't think In the Middle was going to have a shot at that one off turn 4, but he kind of teased it the last couple laps where he was able to diamond off turn 4 and just oh so close to get the job done. But what a race here. And if you guys like the tire, I got another something coming for you, because we got a little bit of a mid-regular season off week. Get our head on the swivel after the crazy start to the season. Another new team has won. The parity is insane. And then next time out, we will be at Rockham for the Cup Series with about 2 to 3 seconds of tire fall off again. And then Norfolksboro for the Krispy Kreme National Series with 2 or 3 seconds of tire fall off there as well. So if you like the tire fall off here this weekend, we'll bring the same tires for 2 weeks from now at Rockham and Norfolksboro. So, gonna be a lot of fun. And then it will be the race to the chase time for the JBL Cup Series and Krispy Kreme National Series already. And we got a busy April and a busy May. You did not want to miss it. This is the busiest time of the year for me with some of the races, and honestly some of the most fun races as well. We got Charlotte, we got Kansas, we got Pikes Peak for National, Charlotte for both, Norfolksboro, Talladega and there and all that, and then the All-Star race and everything in between. Just a great stretch of races. It's been a great year already, and we'll see on what ends up happening in a very close and competitive Cup Series and National Series. Like I said, we will take a off week, and in 2 weeks' time, we will go racing at Rockingham and Norfolksboro, Rockingham for Cup and Norfolksboro for the National Series. Until then, congratulations to Sam Vitale and Boston for winning the 7-500. Thanks for Boston for joining me. A barn burner of a finish, and we will see you guys 2 weeks from now at the lot for the JBL Cup Series. Bye!
Bye-bye.